Deep in the heart of Africa, under skies so bright they seem to hum with energy, a silent revolution is taking shape. It isn't led by politicians or soldiers, but by engineers, scientists, and dreamers, those who have dared to reimagine what computing means for a continent powered by the sun. In a laboratory that most of the world has never seen, a group of African innovators is building what experts are calling the world's first solar computer, designed, coded, and assembled entirely on African soil. For decades, Africa's tech story has been told from the outside. Headlines celebrated mobile banking in Kenya, digital startups in Lagos, and innovation hubs in Kigali. But what's happening now goes far deeper. This is not about an app or a new device. This is about rewriting the very architecture of technology. A computer that doesn't depend on the fossil-fueled grids of the West or the chip supply chains of Asia. Instead, it breathes sunlight. The project began as whispers between researchers scattered across universities in Ghana, South Africa, and Kenya, scientists who were tired of waiting for funding from foreign partners. They believed that Africa, with its endless days of sunlight and growing network of solar farms, could build the world's most energy-efficient computing system, one that could operate in places where electricity is scarce, internet access is fragile, and global companies see no profit. They called it Project Keto, meaning light in Swahili. Imagine a computer that can run without power outages, without fuel, without a carbon footprint. Its processors are cooled by natural airflow, its circuits printed using locally sourced conductive minerals, and its panels draw energy straight from the sun's rays. Every wire, every screw, every module, designed with sustainability in mind. At first, the world laughed. But that laughter faded quickly when reports emerged that the prototype actually worked. Engineers in Nairobi's new tech hub recorded the first successful solar data transfer, a milestone that caught the attention of both the African Union and private investors in South Africa's renewable sector. The implications were staggering. A solar-powered computer could redefine how Africa processes data, builds AI models, and connects rural regions. It could even reshape the balance of global tech power. But behind this innovation lies something even more fascinating: a quiet competition among African states to become the continent's Silicon Valley of the sun. Ghana offered its engineers to help scale production. Nigeria pledged a fund to develop solar data centers. Morocco volunteered its Sahara Desert solar fields as testing grounds. The idea spread like wildfire. And suddenly, the question wasn't, can it be done? But who will lead Africa's solar computing revolution? The Western world didn't take long to notice. Tech giants, sensing disruption, sent delegations to collaborate with these labs. But African scientists refused to surrender control. For the first time, Africa's brightest minds were determined to build a technology not as a consumer, but as a creator. And here's the hidden truth few realize. Solar computing isn't just about free energy. It's about freedom itself. Imagine entire villages running AI-assisted healthcare systems powered only by sunlight. Imagine schools where every student has access to computing tools without relying on unstable electricity. Imagine governments processing data independently from the influence of global tech monopolies. This is what Project Keto represents, a digital independence movement powered by the sun. However, not everyone is cheering. Some global energy and tech firms have quietly lobbied against the expansion of solar computing networks in Africa. Internal documents leaked from one European firm suggest fears that solar data centers in Africa could undermine existing cloud infrastructure dominance. Still, progress cannot be contained. In Johannesburg, engineers have built modular solar units capable of running entire blockchain systems off-grid. In Accra, researchers are designing a solar processor that mimics the human brain's neural efficiency, a step toward truly sustainable artificial intelligence. And in Kenya's Rift Valley, a vast testing site has emerged, where hundreds of solar panels power a cluster of supercomputers analyzing climate and agricultural data to protect crops against drought. The project's founders believe this is only the beginning. They envision something greater, a Pan-African solar network. Hundreds of solar computing nodes connected across the continent, each reinforcing the other, resilient against blackouts or cyber attacks. Together, these nodes could create one of the most powerful distributed computing systems on Earth, fully African-owned, and powered by renewable energy. A technological uprising not built on conquest or aid, but on ingenuity. Yet, as the project grows, mystery deepens. Some reports claim that a few of the original scientists behind Project Keetle have gone silent, moving their operations underground. Rumors swirl that new experiments are underway, testing advanced solar memory chips and AI-driven energy distribution that could change how humanity thinks about computation itself. No one knows exactly where these labs are, but satellites have spotted solar installations in unexpected areas, from the Sahara's remote dunes to highlands in Ethiopia, suggesting the project may already be expanding faster than anyone anticipated. Why the secrecy? Because this technology isn't just revolutionary, it's disruptive. It challenges the foundation of the global tech order. If Africa controls its own data, its own energy, and its own digital future, then Western dependence collapses. The solar computer becomes more than a machine, it becomes a symbol of sovereignty. And Africa, the continent once dismissed as a consumer of other nations' inventions, now stands at the edge of inventing the next era of human technology. The West is watching. China is watching. Even Silicon Valley investors have quietly tried to buy into these projects. But the African engineers have learned from history. They've built firewalls not only in code, but in strategy. This time, one Kenyan scientist reportedly said, "Africa will own the light." What comes next could transform everything, from how governments store data to how villages connect to the internet. If the solar computer succeeds, it won't just change Africa's place in the tech world. It will change the entire definition of digital civilization. Because, for the first time in modern history, Africa is building technology not to catch up, but to lead. And when the first solar supercomputer powers up across the network of African skies, it won't just light up a continent. It will light up the world.